What is going on? Boo Bop, look. Today's message came to me like 2 days ago. 2 days ago. And I was on some, okay, should I put it out there immediately? And I still have to stick to a schedule, but I was like, oh, this message is powerful. So stick with me, okay? Take this one in because it's not a joke or a drill, okay? So here's the thing. This is going to be your message if you have been actively manifesting a certain kind of life, wanting a certain kind of love, wanting a certain kind of experience within your life, okay? This is definitely going to be a message for you if you are someone who has experienced, some tough stuff, okay? Okay? Like life has not been the most easiest thing in the world to deal with. For you. You have seen both the good and the bad take place, and you are adamant on really experiencing consistent positive energy and things of that sort, right? So if you are on that boat, this is for you. If you're not on that boat, maybe this is for you. Stick around and find out, okay? So here's the thing. Literally, the person that you're meant to be, the life that you've been calling in to live is yours. Let me say that one more time. The life that you are calling into you to live is yours. Like your divine team is like, say less, boobop, you got it. Okay, I'm giving it to you. You want it, you got it. You don't have to worry about it. All right. Your divine team is conspiring with the universe, and the universe is looking to God and saying, hey, yo, Boobop wants this kind of life, has been working towards this life, have been, healing themselves to really kind of get through some of their karmic debts and, past life traumas and traumas in general. They've been doing the work and they're ready. Let me go ahead and push the button. Let me pull the plug on, the old life and let them enter the new. And so you're in this position right now where things that are in alignment with this new life is showing up for you. Okay. And the message that came out so very, very, very clearly, all right, is that you're scared. And it's not that you're scared that it won't happen. You're scared of it happening. The life that you've been manifesting, the things that you've been asking to have, come into your life, you're scared of it too. And that's the part that you need to take a look at and work on. Because here's the thing. If you spent such a good chunk of your life believing that something wasn't possible for you, believing that your life is only one thing, there's a part of you that has gotten comfortable with the discomfort of that life, your old self. You've grown habits that have kept you in the same cycles, and you're outgrowing those habits. You're outgrowing a certain version of you that you've identified with for such a long time. And that version of you doesn't have a good relationship with this newer version of you. Do you see what I'm saying? For example, there's a point in time in your life where, let's say you are manifesting really having beautiful love in your life, right? Like you want an amazing love life. This is just an example. You may have looked at other couples, other people, right? And you have had your judgments because naturally that's what we do, right? When we want something, envy something, we don't want to admit to ourselves that we want it or we envy it. We just judge it. That's how we work, right? It doesn't make us bad people. It's just how we work. And so there was a point in time where you judged that. And you either judged it negatively or you judged it as something that's so far off that doesn't happen for someone like you. Either way, you judged it. And you judged it as this thing that, is out of your reach. And now it is in your reach. And that's scary to you. And you might not call it fear. You might be like, no, I'm calling this in. I want it. Let's go. You can want something and still oppose it and still kind of not feel comfortable in it, right? Like your life is literally shifting and changing in a way that makes you uncomfortable. And the discomfort is what you're trying to run away from, right? Like if you've been manifesting a certain kind of lifestyle, there are things in your current life that has to go. That could look like your job. That could look like friends. That can look like clothes that you've been wearing. That could look like technology you've been using, right? Because all of these things hold memory. They hold energy that doesn't align with this new life. And I feel very strongly that who I'm talking to right now is in a position of having to let go of people and things and even old habits and old ways, right? If you watched my last message, it was speaking to, like, there was a big message in time, right? So if you're somebody that's used to waking up later, you're waking up earlier to do things that you're not used to doing, right? If you're somebody that, is used to kind of being accepted by a crowd, you're actually, being your true self, and you're outside hugging trees in front of people, knowing that people are like maybe possibly judging. These are things that make you uncomfortable, and you're scared to be that person. You're inspired by this new version of you. You want this new version of you, but there's also a fear. I'm seeing 555, right? So there's this big change, this big shift that's taking place in your life. Again, for those of you who don't know, 555 is an angel number. When you see it repeatedly, it really is speaking to big transformation and big change that's happening in your life. And since I got this message, I was consistently seeing 555. I was like, what's this 555 about? But there's a collective, a whole group of people that literally what you're manifesting is coming in. The reason why it's slowed down is because you're scared of it. You're not accepting it with open arms, because what you have to recognize is anything you're losing right now, anything that you seem to be lacking right now, it's all in preparation for the abundance. It's all in preparation for what it is that you're calling in. Like, if you have ever seen that you've asked for something, prayed for something, and then literally a day later, you end up losing a friend, or like, a few whatevers later, you end up, not getting that job, or getting a rejection letter of some sort, or getting rejected in some way, losing something in some way. And you're like, what is going on? And what's happening is you're not linking the loss to the prayer, right? You're linking the loss to what you believe your life is, which is a lot of lack, a lot of loss, a lot of I don't have. But the truth is that this new version of you, this new life that you're manifesting into your life, is requiring a completely different version of yourself. It's still who you are. It's actually a better version of you. And the better version just simply means a version that really does align with your highest timeline, your greatest self, your greatest life. You see what I'm saying? You are calling in exactly what it is that you deserve. You're just stuck in an old way, an old pattern of thinking. That's not to take away from the work you've done, because if you didn't do work, this life would not be coming in. But the main thing that you need to take away from this is let go. Let go of how things were supposed to be. For some of you, there's a huge career shift that's happening. For some of you who you were thinking about marrying, it's like you're completely thinking differently. Those of you who had like a certain connections or certain like friendships or whatever the case is, it's like you're like, I don't think this aligns with me. Some of you could be in school and you're rethinking your major. Some of you could be thinking about going back to school to start a brand new major, right? So there's so many different like stories and things that could be happening here. There is somebody who is like, this is so specific, but there's someone who is thinking about like their relationship, or whatever the case is. Like, you were fine at one point. This is children. You were fine with not having a child or something. Like, you may have talked to someone, so this is either a spouse or a family member, where you told yourself like you're fine with not having a kid or starting a business or moving to a certain place, right? Because you talked to someone that you're connected with, and they don't like it, or they said no, you guys agreed to it, but something's shifting in you. Like, something's happening where you kind of want to go against the original thing you said yes to. So like, if you're in a relationship and you both have decided, we don't want kids, it's almost like something shifting in you where you do want kids now. And so you don't know what to do, because you're like, I've spent X amount of years not wanting kids, and all of a sudden I want kids. For some of you, your sexuality is starting to show up as your truth, right? So you could have been dating a certain sex for a long time, and now you're like, hold on, I'm starting to learn myself and I'm actually open, right? So there's so many different stories. Wow. And these stories are uncomfortable, right? It's like one of those things where it's like, whatever it is, it's kind of getting at your core, the core of your habits, the core of how you show up. It's like the shift that really gets you to this new energy. It's like, it's not allowing you to show up the same way. It's like, it's a huge shift. I keep saying it's like, because I'm like trying to find all the examples that I could possibly give you, but this shift is no joke. So it makes sense why you're scared of it, because it's not a norm. It's not something that like you've mastered. This is something that feels confusing, but it also is in so much alignment with your heart. And that's the main thing. If you're logically thinking about this shift, yeah, it's the craziest thing in the world. It's like something that literally couldn't happen, right? But if you're thinking about it from your heart space, you'll realize that what you're being guided to do, the decisions you're being guided to make, and the part of you that is moving in a certain direction, it's your heart space. Like it's your truth, right? It is like actually what you didn't allow yourself to see and what you didn't allow yourself to like go towards. And I'm telling you, like, it's not that your life isn't changing, it's that your life is changing. And it's scary. And the stuff that you're trying to avoid, or the stuff that you don't want to necessarily do because it's different from what you've always done, that's exactly where the shift happens. That's exactly where the change happens. And if you've been changing things within your life, these changes are working in your favor. I remember the last message I gave was very much about like the smallest changes that you're making is the big stuff, right? It's the hidden changes. If you didn't see that, make sure you go back and check it out. But it's the small hidden changes. It's not the big stuff that is making huge impact. It's the small stuff making huge impacts. And it's almost like the small changes you've been making is leading to massive change within how you show up in the world, right? So that looks like career, that looks like the people you've been around, that looks like the way you go about dating, that looks like the direction you were headed in, that looks like the car you're driving, right? The stuff people can see, it's like you're shifting that, right? If you're the type of person that's only been about humor and you don't care to get deep, you may find that you're around situations that are almost forcing you to get deep, and you're like fighting that. You're like, no, like I just want to like, make people laugh. Like I just want lighthearted energy. But what you aren't really understanding is that there's a deeper power within you that can tap into depth, and you have more conversation and you have more heart than just making people laugh. That doesn't mean you can't make people laugh. It just simply means like you've absolutely mastered making people laugh. Now it's time for you to master this newer energy, this like deeper energy, this more beautiful vibration that you called in yourself. And that's the part too, baby. You called this in, you manifested it, and that's why it's showing up the way that it's showing up. And although it's uncomfortable, it's only uncomfortable in the beginning, and it only gets more uncomfortable the more you fight it. That the more you accept that you're changing, that life is changing, and that everything that's going away and everything you're lacking is literally in preparation for you to have more. Like you need to see it as moving houses. The house that you're currently living in, you packed everything up and it's now empty. Technically, you can look around that house and say, wow, I'm lacking everything. I don't have any furniture here. I don't have anything. But it's to move into a bigger or more greater or a better house, right? It's like, it's just the necessary steps that need to be taken in order for you to really attract and live in this new life. And I'm telling you, this is a life that you're like you've been manifesting this life since you were young, okay? Even the things that you didn't think were going to happen for you, it's like they're coming in for you in the craziest of ways. They're just not coming in the way you thought it was going to come in. It's like logic kind of got to go out the window. This is like soul energy. This is heart space energy. It's like instead of knowing, you need to know, right? Stop looking to this to tell you, because this lies to you a lot. It kind of tells you what you see. It tells you what you've believed, and what you've believed is not necessarily always the truth, and it's not necessarily a lie either, right? But the heart space knows, no question about it. The heart space is fully aware. So right now you need to listen to your heart space and allow yourself to be uncomfortable, because the discomfort is literally like, that's the only boat you can take, the only form of transportation that you can take to literally get to this new life. And it's available to you. You have the key. Like they're like, yep, it's yours. You're not in the position of still asking. Like it's yours. You just have to trust that. You have to believe that. And then you have to take it for exactly what it is. Uncomfortable, possibly weird, but so incredibly necessary. Okay, that's my message for you. I really hope that you're able to take that in, evaluate what's going on in your life, and trust that this process is literally making room. It's making room for you, making room for the life you've been calling in, making room for the life that you've been asking for. And you've been asking for something so beautiful, something so amazing, something so aligned. And your divine team is doing everything in their power to make sure that you receive that. Be open to it, because I'm telling you, it's here. Okay. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love. Bye.